What's up, everybody? Eric with Secondary Machine. I am out in the primary shop today doing a little check-in with you guys. It's been a while since I posted a video, primarily because spring and summer are my busy time of year. Between manufacturing motorcycle panniers and painting houses, I just run my ass off that time of year. Fall is just now setting in. Today's, I think, the last day of August. So anyhow, my Holy Grail 8520 Clousing fell in my lap the other day. Anybody out there that knows what this is knows that on the West Coast, these are nearly impossible to find. If one does come up, people pounce on them and they're gone immediately. So this came up on Marketplace a few days ago. Actually, the ad had been up for 4 days. By the time I saw it, I thought for sure, like, it's gonna be gone. So anyway, I sent a message immediately, wasn't getting any reply. I found what the owner's name was, like tracked him down and tried, emailing him. And to my surprise, he got back to me actually fairly quickly and said that it was still available. I live in Washington State, north of Seattle. This was down in Oregon, near Portland, actually in Portland, in pieces in his garage and out on his patio. And so I immediately dropped one. He gave me a call. I was surprised. I dropped everything that day, had the cash in hand, and ran down there and immediately picked this up. It's in phenomenal shape too. Every axis on this is just like butter. Like super pleased with my purchase. This one's nice. And so anyway, the first time I saw one of these actually on YouTube was probably about 6 years ago, and I knew immediately, like, oh, I've got to have one of these. Look at just how the Millwright MVN just absolutely dwarfs this thing. And an MVN, that's a pretty small machine. That's about a third smaller than a Bridgeport. This is absolutely tiny. I had never seen one in person, and so I didn't really know what to expect, but like, look at the head on this little guy. Like, I mean, this is just so tiny. Cool factor is just off the charts. Everything to the machine was there. Like, it's, as far as I can tell, missing nothing, including somebody has updated this with a different switch, but it's got the original switch. I need to look into figuring out what's wrong with this. It looks like maybe there's a spring or something missing, but I would like to put that back on there. But literally everything to this machine is there. The brake works. Everything is in good shape. The fine feed wheel. Something really strange about this machine is that the fine feed wheel cannot go on there when the rapid quill arm is on there, which is really strange. So it just pops off, and it can be put on in different positions, which is pretty cool. I'm probably going to make a finger wheel for this, and that's actually part of one of the things I don't really care for with the MVN is that I only have this fine feed wheel for the quill. There's no rapid advance, so for drilling it's just a little bit slow and cumbersome. So I like that that I can actually use a fine feed or actually use it as a drilling machine. I thought that I would have a wider array of speeds for this. I mean, it's not bad, but one of the things about the MVN that I didn't really care for is that it doesn't have a back gear also. Like, I would like to get it down to like 80 RPM, and I think what's my slowest speed I can do on this thing is 250 is the slowest I can get that to go. What's the slowest I can do on this is, at least this will drop down to 180. But anyway, this is an all original, unmolested machine. Like, I'm not sure what they came with for sure with the motors, but it looks like that might be original. Like, the color looks to me like it basically matches. So I don't know. It's just your basic average everyday 1725. It's currently wired for 110. I think it can be wired 220, which I guess improves the efficiency. Anyhow, I just wanted to show this off really quick. This is actually my Chinese, this actually goes to the MVN, this vise. I recently had a guy give me 3 Curts. I traded one double Curt for 3 regular ones. Man, I've never had a Curt before. This thing is awesome. I got a couple more of them over there under the bench. But another nice thing about the clousing is that it actually came with the original clousing vise as well. Like, it's all original. So I got this little guy here. It's got the handle, everything. So I'm pretty thrilled about that. Here's those other two Curts. I actually, when I hit this guy up on online, I just wanted to trade that double for a single Curt, and he ended up bringing me 3 of them, which was really cool of him to do. So anyway, one last thing I'll update you guys on. Actually, here's another thing. I just picked this up. I've never had a surface grinder before. That's in beautiful shape, so I'm just now learning how to use that. But one more thing really quick is that I'm finally getting around to dragging this other Atlas. I've got another Atlas commercial. My other Atlas commercial from the other shop, I just sold it, which actually financed this new mill. Luckily, I had just sold it, so I had the cash. So here's another Atlas commercial. It's been sitting out here. This was going to become my friend Chad's. We decided that he's going to take the that little tiny benchtop mill that's out in the other shop in trade. He would rather have the mill. He's got a really small space. So I'm going to go through this. It's been sitting out here. It's been getting wet. I'm going to clean it up. It's just some surface rust and stuff. So I'm going to go through this. It's got some problems with the gearbox that need to be addressed. I've got some new gears coming for it from eBay that I ordered yesterday. So that tool is actually a low hour tool. It's in better shape than the one that was up in the little shop up at the house. So looking forward to going through that and getting it up and going and cleaned up. So might just keep that and the little clousing, and I'm gonna have to move my shop at some point. I might be letting go of the MVN and this Rockwell. Both of these tools are bigger and I like having them, but when it's time to move them, it's just such a pain in the ass. I'm kind of thinking, you know, maybe I could get away with just having smaller tools. I don't really do a lot of really big stuff. Actually, the biggest thing I've done so far with the MVN is actually I just finished this single tooth for this metal brake, which has upped my accuracy tremendously. It's thicker than a stock one. Man, I nailed my numbers on this for sure. This thing is exactly dead nuts on, and just makes super accurate bends. You know, when I started on this piece, I didn't even know if it was something I could make. I am basically a self-trained machinist without, basically what has taught me to be a machinist is just watching YouTube videos. And so this piece had to come on and off of the table multiple times. It had to have a real precise angle. Like if you look at this front edge, like all the way across, this had to end up in exactly where it needed to be. And I nailed it. And, you know, I just didn't even know if I'd be able to accomplish that. So I guess how I look at myself as a machinist has kind of changed, knowing that, you know, I can actually turn some work out and do what I need to do. Next thing up is I'm going to make some teeth for this too. That'll be a project that's coming up pretty quick. I got this big piece of steel here. I'm just ending up with, the bends would be more precise if you don't have these little breaks in the teeth. So anyway, little update for you guys. Hopefully we'll be making some more videos here pretty quick for you guys that are actually machining oriented. But in the meantime, Eric with Secondary Machine, I will talk to you all soon.